After kicking off the new season with 7 correct results, Paul Merson is back with his Premier League predictions. Manchester United and Huddersfield will be looking to build on their positive starts when they face Swansea and Newcastle respectively, live on Sky Sports Premier League. Tottenham and Chelsea then meet in a huge Nissan Super Sunday clash at Wembley before Manchester City host Everton on the first Monday Night Football of the season. So who is the magic man tipping to come out on top this weekend? Read on to find out. Swansea got a result at Southampton, but they weren't great. Manchester United didn't really do anything for the first 30 minutes against West Ham, but then they scored the first goal and West Ham collapsed. Having the Gylfi Sigurdsson deal sorted should help Swansea, but now they have to replace him. I know he hasn't been playing, but it has dragged on. I think Manchester United will have too much for them and will make it 2 wins from 2. Paul predicts 0-2-2, 9/2 with Sky Bet, August 19th, 2017, 11:30 am live on. I thought Newcastle did alright against Tottenham. They weren't great, but they looked hard to beat, and Spurs didn't really look like scoring until Jonjo Shelvey was sent off. The pressure will be on Huddersfield a bit more after their win at Crystal Palace and they might have to chase the game more. I know Huddersfield have bought players in, but Newcastle were the better team in the championship last year and I think there's less pressure on them this weekend. Paul predicts 1-1, 5/1 with Sky Bet, August 20th. 2017, 12:30 p.m. live on. Chelsea won't lose here. I think both teams will be more than happy with a draw. You have to remember that the last thing Tottenham want to do is lose this game, their first at Wembley this season, and Chelsea can't afford to lose a second game on the bounce. Both teams will be nervous, and I think it will be quite cagey. If not a draw, I would probably go Chelsea. I was not impressed with Tottenham at Newcastle. I thought they were poor. Paul predicts 1-1, 5/1 with Sky Bet, August 20th, 2017, 3:30 p.m. live on. I don't see Everton scoring bundles of goals this season. Sigurdsson is a good player, but where are all these new players going to play? I remember when James Milner was bought by Manchester City in the year they signed loads of players and you looked and thought, where are they all playing? That's the case now with Everton it seems. Also, they have lost 25 goals with Romelu Lukaku. If you take Harry Kane away from Tottenham, where would they finish? They still have a team full of experienced internationals, but Everton don't. It's a big void to fill. Everton will be 7th, but they need a forward if they want to try to break the top 4. I don't see Everton blowing teams away, and Manchester City are on a different planet to them at the moment. Paul predicts 3-0, 7/1 with Sky Bet, August 21st, 2017, 7 p.m. live on. I thought Bournemouth were disappointing at West Brom. They had a lot of the play, but didn't really have many chances. Watford should feel confident after scoring 3 against Liverpool, but I still think they are going to be relegated this season. Jermaine Defoe has to start for Bournemouth. What was the point of going there if he's not going to play? Bournemouth play 2 up front, have a good go most matches and he should get lots of chances. I thought it was a perfect move for him, and I'd like to see him up front with Josh King. Paul predicts 3-1. 12/1 with Sky Bet, enter Super 6 to have a chance of winning the £1 million jackpot. I watched Burnley last Saturday and to score 3 goals at Chelsea was phenomenal. They played well, and getting the away win so early might be a monkey off the back as they cannot afford to have an away record as bad as last season. They had a brilliant home record, but the teams they beat at Turf Moor they might not beat again this year. West Brom are quite hard to beat, and solid at set plays as they proved last weekend, but I expect Burnley to win this one. Paul predicts 2-1, 9/1 with Sky Bet. I thought Leicester were really good against Arsenal. They let in a lot of goals, but they always looked like scoring, and I expect them to have too much for Brighton. It was a tough start for Brighton against Manchester City, but they didn't show too much. Paul predicts 3-0, 12 over 1 with Skybet. Both teams had defensive concerns, but more so Crystal Palace. I know Liverpool let in 3 at Watford, but they didn't lose, and then they won in midweek, which was a great result. Palace have done well at Anfield over the last few years, but they are not good enough defensively. You don't want to start a season with a home defeat, like they did against Huddersfield. It puts them up against it. If you lose this game then you are behind the 8 ball already, and I don't think they have been great in the transfer market. The manager is asking them to play out from the back, and when you do that with a lack of a confidence you're asking for trouble. Paul predicts 3-2-1, 10 over 1 with Skybet. I thought for 25 minutes West Ham were comfortable against Manchester United last weekend, but after 2-0 it was cringe-worthy and worrying. If they lose this game then they have another 2 away games to come as well. I heard Karen Brady on the debate on Sky Sports saying they have 4 away games now but then 3 home games in a row in March. Wow. You need to get off to a good start in the Premier League and not be behind the 8 ball. Teams at the bottom won't win 5 games on the spin and I think it's worrying for West Ham. I didn't like what I saw. There are ways of losing matches, and at the end against Man United it could have been anything. Southampton had chances last week against Swansea, like that sitter Yoshida missed at the back post, and I think they will get off the mark. Paul predicts 1-2-0, 6 over 1 with Skybet. I was impressed with Arsenal against Leicester, in the sense that it was what you expect from Arsenal, scoring lots of goals and letting in a lot. You want to watch them play. Will Arsenal improve at the back when they get players back from injury? No. They play a certain way and that's why they won't win the Premier League. But Stoke didn't do well at Everton and they don't frighten you anymore. They are not like the old Stoke teams. Now it's a good place to go and play. Paul predicts 1-2-3, 12 over 1 with Skybet.